Well, October finds us in the greenhouse here with Jan McNeilan for our October tips. And so we're going to be talking about some things that you should be thinking about this time of year, some things you can do. And we're going to be looking over here at fuchsias to begin with.
Well, if you have some fuchsia plants that you would like to winter over, don't cut them back. Just let them die down. Water a couple times if you have them in a garage or a lighted indoor window or something where they don't dry out but completely, but just not to cut them and wait till spring when the new growth starts to flush, then cut them back and you've got a nice new plant. And that's what we did last year with this one.
Yeah, and sometimes, you know, they'll actually leaf out up on the stem, sometimes from the base. Right. You wouldn't know that until you start seeing them.
You won't know, right, until later. And it's time to maybe do some roses back to hip high, not clear down, wait till the February rose pruning to do that.
And the reason for that is very logical. If we freeze, it'll hurt them.
If we freeze, and then the reason though to cut them at all is just if we get some wind whipping around, it doesn't rock the root system, and your plant's in better shape.
Especially if you have larger roses. That can really damage them.
Exactly.
Now I see a bag of apples.
Yeah, right. I guess we should write a book someday, the lazy canner or something. I do tomatoes in freeze bags, and I also we do dried apples. These are dehydrated apples, and I just take the stem end off, cut the blossom end off, and slice them. And I dip them in just a little bit of lemon juice and sometimes a little bit of sugar. And these will last a couple years like this.
And you don't seed them or anything. That just falls out after.
Yeah, the seed falls out, and they're just great. So
and this is the time of year that if you don't have an apple tree, you can certainly go. So many festivals are happening in October. You can buy apples.
Right. If you buy like way too many apples, then you don't know what to do with them, then this would be a way. You could dehydrate them, dehydrator, a dryer. You could use oven dry. OSU Extension Service Food Preservation Hotline has information on how to dry fruits.
And you know, really, we got away from that in the last 50 or 60 years, but there's so much fruit can be kept throughout the winter by just dehydrating it.
Sure. And actually, I dehydrate and slice oranges and limes and lemons for holidays, and
nice.
It's fun.
Easy. Fun. Now, we have a lovely book here. What's the story with the plant propagation book?
I just think folks, if they're interested in propagating plants, this is a very, very visual plant propagation book by the American Horticultural Society, and it has very, very visual methods to show you how to propagate specific plants.
Nice.
And so if I were interested in propagating, I think I might want to put this on my Christmas wish list.
Because let's be honest, it's coming up soon.
Right,
so.
Right. And people are watching their pennies, and sometimes just to do your own propagation is a lot of fun and maybe save you a little money.
And speaking of, I see this looks like a sweet potato or a yam.
Yeah, I had a sweet potato sprout. I keep my potatoes and onions in the garage, and I had a sweet potato sprout. And I've never done this, and it's like a grade school project, you know. But
we're going back to our youth,
I just cut the end off, and then the roots started on it. So we've got some roots here, and I could cut this in 3 pieces, but all I'm going to do is transfer it over, for right now anyway, into this pot and put some soil around it. It's starting to get kind of yucky in just the water, but the roots started, and I may put it in something a little fancier than that, but I'm going to see if it'll work for a while here, and then I'll bring it in as a houseplant.
Nice.
Just for fun.
You know, proving once again that there's always something to do in the garden. It's always fun chatting with you, Jan. So if you want more information, go to gardentime.tv, and we'll click you over to the OSU Extension Service website. Thanks a lot, Jan.
You're welcome. Take care.